This breach looks promising. Take a look. Not exactly cozy, but it's not completely demolished. Let's Can't say I care for the naturalized aesthetic. Keep your eyes out for anything that may have survived the elements. Some answers. What happened to my family here? This place is fascinating. And I suppose I'm curious about the rumors. As long as I don't get murdered by vagrants in a dank cave, I'll just stick with you if you don't mind. Something about that statue catch your interest? Even in such disrepair, I can imagine how opulent this manor must have been. My relatives must have been very influential here. The whole town? That's incredible! My family has wealth and holdings, but not much in the way of titles. Why in the world would they show so little interest in our ties to nobility? That's a sound theory. Simple, but sound. There has to be something here that could reveal the truth of the matter. Let's keep searching. These papers are practically mulch. Maybe something survived. Help me look. I wonder whose chambers these were. What was their life like before they abandoned it? And why? May I have a look? Merciful Sirabane! This sounds like the Thracian plague. A gruesome disease that decimated the population of Tamriel, Somerset included. It made the Nahatan flu seem like the sniffles. Everyone here could have been wiped out. Still, most people alive had family afflicted by the plague. Why hide it? No, it was a vile creation of the Slode, brewed in their kingdom of Thras. But it's possible it harbored the first outbreak on Somerset. That can't be the reason this place was buried. I'm finding more questions than answers. There has to be more. There has to be. Try the room across the hall. For thousands of years? Doubtful. I can see how this place may have gotten its reputation with the locals, but their fears are still unfounded. Down here! I found something! I thought I heard something down here, but the sound must have carried up from this tunnel. It looks formed by erosion. Maybe related to the sinkholes? What about you? Did you find anything else upstairs? Makes sense. The journal mentioned taking the afflicted to the family vaults. It would have been easy for the Korgrads to seal off their estate and leave the town to fend for itself. It's tragic that their compassion probably led to their downfall. Murmurs and splashing. I thought maybe one of those missing squatters was down here, but I think the sound was coming from deeper down. I don't hear it anymore. Is that a person? Hey, you there! Wait! This camp looks recent. I'll bet your missing persons just discovered that these ruins make decent shelter. have a bad feeling about the fate of these people. Maybe they are further in the cavern. I don't think that was one of your vagrant friends. Somehow I doubt they received a warmer reception than we did. But at least we know the curse of Korgrad has been greatly exaggerated. Whoever we saw just now was a being of flesh and blood. Agreed. Much as I'd like to get to the bottom of all this, we should make finding the squatters our priority. Voices!
They are in us, Abamel Shota.
I heard it again. Be careful. Look, people! Best approach with caution.
Please, approach. We know you are here. There we are. Much better, yes. Manners are easily forgotten when you're so far removed from society. Forgive the others, they are frightened. We mean you no harm. Call me Arilas. I am caretaker of this place. We all are. We led our lives in quiet, contented seclusion until the crumbling stone exposed our home to the outside world again. We are not accustomed to visitors. How long? How long indeed? I think there was a time when such things were measured. I can only say that our duty has been passed down many generations. To the saviors, it is because of their sacrifice that Korgrad lives on. We repay the lives they gave us by caring for the town in their stead. We're very protective of it, you understand. Now, might I ask what's brought you to our home? I see, I see. Our humble town would be treacherous to those who have not grown accustomed to its many twists and turns. I would not follow after them, lest you go missing yourself. You possess the Savior's compassion and determination. The last people from above. There we are, much. How long? To the Saviors. It is because of their I see, I see. Our humble town would be treacherous to those who have not grown accustomed to its many twists and turns. I would not follow after them, lest you go missing yourself. You possess the Savior's compassion and determination.
Go on without me. I'm going to speak with Arilas about my ancestors. These saviors you mentioned, did they happen to be members of the...
Oh, yes. The founders and protectors of this great realm. Does the surface still speak of their great sacrifice?
taking me? You don't have to do this! Please! Don't put me in there! Please! No!
Save us from these monsters! Please!
Get us out of here! They're killing us! Bloodletting, I think. These cave vermin poke and prod us whenever Arilus needs something to offer his saviors. To what end? I don't know. Maybe they're vampires, or wood elves. Poor bastard. Never seen these vermin in such a frenzy. They dragged him screaming through those doors there, and sealed them. When Arilus isn't...
1,000 venerations to you.
Bless you. I can walk, but you lead the way. We aren't free yet. We have to get out of here before those cave vermin come scurrying after us. Your friend's dead. If these saviors really are vampires, what chance do we have against them? I suppose if there's any chance, we have to try. Nobody deserves.
Welcome to Korgrad, visitor. Such as it is. Forgive our lacking hospitality. Come, speak. I have not had civil company in some time. You arrive upon a momentous bestowing on him the Korgrad legacy. He is taking the first step upon the long road to restoring this house. It will be a demanding journey that will require much sacrifice. His vitality. It will take all he has to offer to restore each of us. But if he is up to the task, he will, on the contrary, he will taste immortality. The embalming process has already begun. When the stone is finished, we will be restored, and he will be a savior. I regret. We spare them the ravages of the terrible sickness that spread through Korgrad. In exchange, they care for us in this invalid state. To be free of the disease is to be free of all humors. They offer us their tainted blood to sustain our fragile grip on life, and through sorcery, the sickness is purged. Together we flee its horrors. But there was no true escape, until now. Because he is kin, most would not debase their bodies with the blood of men. But I am beyond such concerns. The blood Aurilas offered us from the outsiders was free of disease, but unsustainable nonetheless. Fydur will be different. We are Altmer, even in this desiccated state, cleansed of our poisoned humors to be free of the great sickness from the sea. Now that you see the cure, Thras, I had always suspected as much. The sickness bore an intent as if designed to spread misery and cruelty. To hear the Slode were involved comes as no surprise to me. It was ever present, ever penetrating. It seeped into every person, every creature, every drop of water, seeking to be quenched. The afflicted dragged themselves to corpulence with each passing day, until their bones cracked under their bulging flesh. My vain attempt to stop the sickness from spreading beyond our borders. The people rebelled against their confinement and nearly broke the quarantine. I was forced to destroy the sea walls and flood the town. To spare them and others from the gruesome death that was sure to come, or so I hoped. From that day forward, our only concerns were for our kingdom below.
For what reason do you barge into our home, as if the other trespassers? They intrude as you do, without our sanction. It is not your right to question us. We are the law of this land, and we will be obeyed. The sickness has robbed us of fruitful lands. So our servants have been reduced to eking out a savage, meager subsistence in this lightless domain. They have few interests beyond survival, and fewer interests still for continuing their own lines. The return of our pure-blooded kin means our long dormancy is nearing an end. We will soon be able to return to the world above and begin the long process of restoring Korgrad to its former glory. It will take all kinds to accomplish this.
Soon this misery will finally be at an end. I thought too long. There is little to occupy the time. The monotony. If not for Father's elixirs to quiet the mind, I think we would be no better than Arilus and his stock. Worse, no doubt. Will I even recognize the world above? I hope not. I have spent, I don't know how long, in absolute stagnation. I would welcome a walk through oblivion over this banal familiarity. Don't tell me what's to come. I want to see it for myself.
How healthy you look. I barely remember the feeling of anything, really, aside from the slight ebb and flow of sluggish blood in and out of brittle veins. It was the only way. The choice was this long internment or a brief, horrid end. Our hope was to linger until we could be free of the disease. It was not a false one, thanks to that dear boy. No, it was never meant to be this long. To see hope within our reach and have it denied, we couldn't endure it. He will be well cared for. He will not be reduced to the suffering we have. You have my word.
Gods, that was I could feel my skin tightening as the stone drew the moisture out of me like a wineskin. I don't suppose you have water. My tongue is a whetstone. Right. I suppose I can keep up. I'll just lick the damp off the walls if I get woozy.
Saviors, I've failed you. You've stolen our future, but I swear I'll rob them of theirs in time.
Don't let him kill us!
saviors! I've failed you! They've stolen our future, but I swear I'll rob them of theirs in kind!
I can hardly believe it. You found Henrik and Minderil, but where are the others? No, you've done more than anyone ever has for us. If anyone's to blame, it's us. We survive out here by sticking together, but we let fear keep us from doing what needed to be done. Was it quick? I can see. Tortured. Why? Just for the fun of it? Gods, I'll heed curses more closely in the future. The locals will write to avoid this place. If it weren't for you, I'd have wound up a husk like those monsters, withering in that pit for who knows how long. I owe you my life. Even now, I still feel for them. What a miserable fate. I wish it could have been different. That Korgrad might have been redeemed. I used up most of my means traveling here, but take this with my gratitude. I'll stay with these people a while longer, if they'll have me. Best to stick together, and perhaps my standing will shield them from the intolerance my kind have for Neberah. My name may be all the means I can lend them. I doubt my parents will offer any support. Who knows if I'll even be welcome home when I return. I might be as much a vagabond as they when all is said and done. I'll do what I can, though. I don't know. Too often my kin seem content to forget ugliness exists in our society. If nothing else, someone will want to know about cave people harboring the Thracian plague. I hope someone aside from Sirabane knows what to make of that. My eyes still feel like they're covered in grit, but I think I'll be back to normal with a drink and a good night's sleep. The latter might be hard to come by until we are far from this place.
No more stalling! Tell Raz what's happening at the Crystal Tower, now!
Climb the watchtower and see for yourself.
Why did you tell him that?
His teeth were very sharp, Dumbledore.
The Crystal Tower isn't supposed to do that, yes?
The tower started glowing right before you arrived.
Raz was nearby when he heard that the Sapiarchs were up to something at the Crystal Tower. This one didn't expect the tower to start glowing. I hope this is the work of the Sijiks, yes? No, this is something worse. Raz feels it in his paws. Daedric Princess. Raz hates those things. And this one supposes that if Nocturnal takes control of the Crystal Tower, that would be bad for Somerset, yes? So that would be a yes on the bad for Somerset question. Infinite. A number so big it makes Raz's head swim just trying to imagine it. So what should we do about this? You have a plan to save the day, yes? So that is what the Sapiarchs are doing at the Gatehouse. Raz should have known. Magic makes this one's fur stand on end. Alright, let's go to the Gatehouse and see how the Sapiarchs are coming along before something else happens to the tower.
The tower! What's happening?
Raz thinks this is bad. Come, my friend, to the Gatehouse!
The diamond key! It won't meld with me!
Keep trying. We need to open these gates. Time is running out. The Sapiarchs still haven't completed their ritual, and now Nocturnal has launched an attack against them. I sent Darien and Razumdar to defend the Sapiarchs, but the Daedra keep on coming. I'll stay here and try to assist with the ritual. You go and help Darien and Razumdar. We need to buy the Sapiarchs enough time to attune themselves to the diamond keys. While the Sapiarchs here work to attune themselves to the Resolute Diamonds, other Sapiarchs perform their parts of the ritual at the north and south platforms. Nocturnal has sent Daedra to disrupt the ritual platforms. You need to stop them.
Finish the ritual. We will keep you safe. finish up here.
Stay focused, Sapiarch. We'll deal with the Daedra. Up here. The energy. Something feels wrong.
No! I think it's working! Ah! Damn it, no!
That was unexpected, yes.
The Sapiarchs are dead. Now what do we do?
I knew this wasn't going to work. Speeding up the Sapiarch ritual was a long shot at best. We should have had the Conclave working on a solution all along. The Psijics could have figured out how to attune the Resolute Diamonds. You're right. Even without the Right Master, we can still do this. I can take the Resolute Diamonds and return to Alteum immediately. But, well, I'm kind of at a loss as to what we should do next. I'll take the diamonds to Arteum and get the Conclave working on them immediately. Meanwhile, I need you to go to Eleanor and warn the Proxy Queen. She has to make sure Somerset is prepared for the worst, just in case. Darian, gather the diamond keys. The Psijic Order will do what the Sapiarchs could not.
No, I'm done with the Psijic Order. Too many deaths, not enough action.
Raz will meet our friend in Alinor. You two do what you must. This one has seen many bizarre things working as an Eye of the Queen, but this may take the moon sugar cake. A strange dog walked up and spoke to Raz. That is what Raz said, a dog. It spoke words as clear as day. It gave me a message to give to you. The dog said you should meet it in the gardens because it had something important to tell you. Yes, Raz will go warn the Proxy Queen. That would be for the best. Just be careful, my friend. This one does not trust dogs, especially ones that talk. Talking animals, so unnatural, yes?
I sold
Follow me. It's me, Barbas. Let's talk. Wasn't that fun? Exercise is good for the digestion after all. Besides, I find that people look at me strangely whenever I start chatting in public. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to tell you that my master wants to have words with you. Where do you live? Under a rock? Everybody knows that Barbas is the Hound of Clavicus Vile! Look, I was glad to come find you and get out of the house, as it were. Vile's fuming about how Nocturnal betrayed him. He just hates getting embarrassed. Probably wants to make some kind of a deal. That's his bread and butter, you know. Look, it's no skin off my nose, but it seems to me that Nocturnal irritated you even more when she evaporated your friend and took the Crystal Tower's heart. Head into the caves just north of the city. He told me he'd wait there, but not to take too long. Like I said, he's still a little upset about the Triad breaking up and all that. My master has been livid since Nocturnal betrayed him. That's why I've been keeping my distance. Do me a favor and try not to make him any more irritated when you talk to him. I'd hate to see something bad happen to you. Oh wait, no I wouldn't. What? You never heard of the Daedric Prince of Bargains? The ruler of the Fields of Regret and the Lord of Tricks and Wishes? Well, don't tell him that. He's upset enough as it is. He had such high hopes until Nocturnal betrayed their partnership. I'm Barbas. Sure, I may look like a talking dog, but I'm actually a talking dog. I'm my master's faithful hound and servant, although I have a tendency to annoy my prince. Not sure why that is. Anyway, this is just one of my favorite forms.
Did you come here for crafting certification?
You would challenge me to a duel. How true. But then how can we have a proper contest? You don't even know the ultimate code of dueling, do you?
Look at that. You can follow directions. My master's waiting for you deeper inside.
Even in death they serve. So, the Hound found you? Good. Let's discuss an arrangement, shall we? Don't let these crumbled husks trouble you. I needed to vent my frustrations, and my loyal followers were close at hand. Yes, I did. I assumed Barbas would have made that clear. I admire your persistence almost as much as I hate the fact that you constantly oppose me. Still, Nocturnal couldn't dispatch you, which indicates you may be useful to me after all. We have a common cause now, you and I. A common enemy. Nocturnal turned her back on our alliance. She betrayed the Triad. Worse, she betrayed me. Consider my next words carefully before you respond. I can grant you access to the Crystal Tower. You killed my court of Bedlam, Earl. You dispatched our pet sea sloth. I hate you, but I also respect you. And I need your help to gain vengeance against Nocturnal. So I ask you this. How could you not trust me? Isn't the enemy of my enemy my friend? Upstairs, you'll find a key. With it, your Psijic friends can get you to my realm, where I can direct you to the Crystal Tower. Getting inside, though, for that, you'll need the Resolute Diamonds. Unfortunately, I can't help you with that. Haven't you learned anything? The Crystal Tower exists in all realms. In my realm, however, there is no gatehouse to block your way, just the tower's own defenses. And for that, unfortunately, you'll need the diamond keys. A problem, certainly, but one I'm sure you can overcome. Perhaps another prince will be willing to help you. I leave the details of that to you. Just remember this favor I have provided when you restore the tower and save your beloved Nern. I'm sure something of value will suggest itself when the time is right. I promise that whatever I ask for as compensation, it will not unduly cost you. Anyway, no more than you can afford. On that, you have my word.
Can you hear me? I have troubling news. The Golden Knight has taken matters into his own hands. He set Lathan free and returned with him to Somerset. Who knows what all that time in Meridia's realm did to Darian's mind? He couldn't have gotten off the island without Lathan's help, and Lathan needed his assistance to circumvent the wards placed upon him. I need you to find out what they're up to. I sense Darian in Somerset's northwest region, but Lathan's magic prevents me from identifying a more precise location. Please, I need your help. The Resolute Diamonds are proving more difficult to unravel than I imagined, and there's no one else. I'll find you as soon as the diamond keys are ready to use.
pitiful creatures should know their place. You take! You take!
I'm not good at apologies, but I'm sorry for doubting you and Silery. Maybe, just maybe, we were wrong to reject her choice to pursue foreign magic. While her methods are unorthodox, they get results. She was always trying to convince our superiors that there was value to the methods other cultures used against crime and heresy. She'd be in a cell if Hierarchiel hadn't always stuck his neck out for her, and she just turned her back on him. On us. After a spat with the Chief Justicia about a case we were working, she threw down her oath and stormed out. She never even said goodbye. I didn't think I'd ever forgive her for that, and honestly, I haven't. But I know she still cares. I know. I would have lost them both today if not for you. It's a hard thing to forgive, much harder than to judge. Gods, no. This has been a civilized place for as long as I can remember. Our days were mostly settling petty disputes and policing troublesome speech. Now there's all sorts of madness about. I fear it'll get worse before it gets better. Immigrants are flooding to Somerset, and even the most well-intentioned trample our customs with astounding ignorance. We saved a lot of lives with what we did today, but we left centuries of procedure in shambles. Then we have the conspiracy afoot.
This work isn't going to do itself.
That storm's worsening by the second. We're running out of time. Best head inland, traveler. Far as you can manage. It is only a matter of time before the tempest over Sea Keep moves down the coast, leaving ruin in its wake. I suppose it is. But we were driven from the keep long before the tempest began forming. Sea elves infiltrated our defenses and slaughtered the garrison. We're all that survived. That storm will finish the job unless I manage to stop it. It's no natural formation. The sea elves are conjuring it. If I could get within striking distance of their sea mage, I could break his hold on the storm and prevent the destruction to come. But that's a desperate hope for one mer. I don't need another death on my conscience, but I can't afford to refuse your help. A direct assault on Sea Keep is impossible, but if the Maormer can infiltrate it, then so can we. Meet me at the ruins down by the water. I'll show you what I mean. I was, yes. A fortress that has never been breached in thousands of years of fighting was lost in a single night on my watch. The failure is entirely mine to bear. Unconventionally, they exploited a weakness in Sea Keep I took for granted. But we could do the same. You'll understand when we get to the ruins by the shore. Sea Keep is the bulwark that invading fleets dash themselves against attempting to attack Alanor. Impregnable by most means, our battle mages and siege engines could reduce an enemy fleet to flotsam in a matter of minutes. It was made to be unsaleable from the outside. Inside, it's another matter. Once we're within the walls, we only have the Maormer to fear. They are brutal and ruthless opponents. Their war beasts, perhaps more so. Our means of entering Sea Keep is this way. There's no time to spare. I hope you're a strong swimmer, incidentally. Here. This is the place. See that whirlpool? The currents are being drawn into the flooded ruins beneath Sea Keep. We should be able to follow them inside just as the sea elves did. It's that or we drown. If you want to back out, I understand. Good. I'm glad to have someone at my back. I couldn't ask any of my soldiers to do this. They've suffered enough for my mistakes, and it's just something I have to do. Come on, before the storm decides to sweep us away. 8, guide us. We made it! Too many years on dry land. There's a secret door in these ruins that will lead us directly into Sea Keep's dungeon. I can unseal it, but there's something you should know first. I had another reason to come here, when I couldn't share around my troops. The Mawama are holding the woman I love captive. I have to free her before the reinforcements from Alinor arrive. Because Castera is a sea elf. She is, or was, I suppose, the captain of the crew that attacked Sea Keep. Assuming her mutinous crew hasn't already done so, she'll be executed. Ultima don't suffer, Mawama. Bait. These ruins were the only place where Cass and I could see each other. Our secret safe place. She would signal, and I would use the secret door to meet her. Only this time, I was met by the sabers of her crew. They had her in chains. Yes, the blood of the garrison is on my hands. I killed them with my secret. I can't take that back, but maybe I can save what's left. The survivors, the keep, and the woman I love. I last saw Cass in the dungeon. With any luck, she's still there, and unharmed. I didn't. The sea elves waylaid me and tossed me in the dungeon as soon as I unsealed the hidden passage. They only kept me alive because I was still of use to them. I slipped the leash on the battlements, where their sea mage was studying the keep's magical defenses. There was nowhere for me to run, so I took a leap of faith straight into the arms of the sea. Barely made it back to shore, but I survived.
Keep your weapons within reach. Enemies lurk nearby.
there's the secret door. Give me a moment to open the seal. Cass, are you all right?
Pan? How did you... Never mind. Get me out of these chains.
I'll see to her bonds. Cass, I need you to tell us everything you know about what your crew is planning.
Is it just the two of you? I suppose it'd have to be. No one from his garrison would volunteer to help a Maoma. You know the truth, then. About us. You have to understand. The only thing lower than a mutineer to the Maoma is an Ultima. Consorting with one is tantamount to treason. Loving one, unforgivable. I made them party to the ultimate taboo. Now they're trying to wash away the stain. They're going to summon a storm so powerful it'll scour the entire coast clean, and this keep with it. There'll be no trace of my offense left, or anything to stand between Alinor and the Piandinian Armada. They'll be remembered as heroes. On the battlements, calling to the wind and sea. It'll be a hard slog to get there. My crew won't hesitate to lay down their lives to protect Ulsar.
I have a suggestion for our next move.
Stupid cat. Made me scrub the deck for a week.
Defeating Ulsar won't be as simple as rushing up the battlements and driving a sword through his heart. He has all the power of Seakeep at his command. It wouldn't even be a contest, but I have an idea to put us on equal footing. The magic in these old ruins are the hidden heart of Seakeep's power. Without them, we'd merely be high walls and harsh words, save a few war machines. Cutting off the flow of magicka to the battlements might give us the edge we need. There are fonts that channel the power of magicka through Seakeep. If we seal them, it should prevent him from drawing more power into his storm, but the results could be unpredictable. Sealing the fonts will be like trying to plug a dam with our fingers. At best, we'll staunch the flow enough to weaken him. At worst, the strain brings the whole keep down on us.
Pan, your plan's insane. I love it. Where do we start?
No. You have to run while you can, Cass. Even if we stop the storm...
Stow it, Pan. I'm as much to blame for this as you. I'm not leaving you to fix it yourself.
You're okay turning a blade on your own? There's no way to avoid it.
They stopped being my own the moment they mutinied.
There's one of the fonts.
I don't suppose we could use this to blast Earlsar off the ramparts.
Sadly, no.
Couldn't enjoy it from down here anyway.
Circle around! From the side! I need aid!
There's a font here.
Move to flank!
The last font is just ahead.
Too late to right the ship, Captain. Nothing left to do but sink with the rest.
I'm too stubborn to sink, Tenerife. That's why I was captain. May your bones bleach on barren sands. Damned fool. There wasn't a shred of hesitation in Tenerife's eyes. He went to his grave hating me with every fiber of his being. My second mate. Former second mate. He was like a brother to me, but he turned his back like the rest. I don't know why I expected him to be different. Not that I deserved his forgiveness. I betrayed them first. I made vows to one of the tyrants that exiled our people from our rightful home. I've lost everything because of it. Maybe I was right when I thought we were cursed. Maybe I was never one of them to begin with. How many of those vipers would have charged in here to rescue me from capture? Pan was the right choice.
The gates are barred. The locking mechanisms are controlled from those two towers.
Easy enough. You take one, I'll take the other.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Damn it! I didn't see him escape. That does it. Should meet Castira at the gate. This is it, Cass. Last chance to...
Don't try to talk me out of this, Pan. Ulsar's up ahead, in the eye of the storm. He drove my crew to mutiny, tossed me in chains, and nearly killed the man I love. I'll drag him to the bottom of Mother Sea if it's the last thing I do.
Ulsar and his storm lie beyond this gate. No matter what happens, I want to thank you for standing by me. If it weren't for you, I might never have gotten to see Castira again. If this is goodbye, at least it'll be one with closure. Charging headlong into the fray was easier when I had nothing to lose, but my courage is intact. I'm with you to the end.
You remember our vows?
They were the only thing that kept us moored through that miserable storm.
Let's do it again. How often are we going to see a tempest like this in one lifetime?
You always were the romantic.
Shouldn't the storm be growing weaker?
I said it probably wouldn't get any stronger. Damn him! I can barely hold my footing!
Keep fighting! One of us has to make it!
You can't tame the sea!
With you?
Castira, wait!
Should I call down another storm? That should knock the fight out
of them. It ends like it began. The two of us, adrift among the wreckage of our lives.
But alive and together.
Fortune smiles, with a shark's teeth. Ulsar's dead and his mutiny along with him. I only wish I had the strength to settle the score myself. If there was any justice in the world, he'd have been forced to concede that he'd never drown me in shame. I'll return home with my head held high. It'll be a long journey without a crew, but I'll manage. There's no shame in returning to port humbled but unbroken, though I think I'll steer clear of sun-kissed shores for some time. I love him, for some reason, but the walls between us are taller than this keep. Just to see him for a few fleeting moments commands such risk, it nearly destroyed everything we care about, and more. There's no place for us among Malma or Altmer. Did you witness a lot of coexistence here today? When we come together, we leave ruin in our wake. Take the sign for what it is. The world doesn't want us to be together. It's time we finally accepted that as the truth and stop fighting it. Pan won't take it well, but I think he'll understand. Thanks for I love you, Pan. But we can't go on like this.
I know, Cass.
What will happen when I'm gone?
I pick up the pieces, or I find myself in irons.
I'm sorry. For everything.
I'm not.
The span between us may be as far as the sun and the sea, but you'll never be far from my thoughts.
The sun and the sea were never so lucky as to have crossed paths. I don't expect you to keep my secret, but I'd rather pay my penance through action, not rotting in a cell. I want to restore some of the damage I've caused with my own hands. I'm afraid we've left you a considerable mess.
Pandemalion, you're alive? When Pandamalion's soldiers told me he'd returned to the keep with a passerby, I thought he'd lost his mind. What were you thinking? I'm not one to commend recklessness, but I suppose we all owe you a debt of gratitude. I don't know what's more troubling, that the Sea Elves would attempt such a thing, or that they were able to seize Seakeep in the first place. I'll note your remarks for the inquiry to follow. The sack of Seakeep under Pandamalion's watch will reflect poorly, though his heroics today will temper the attitudes of the court. Your service to the Crown is appreciated. You've had a long day. See to your troops and get some rest.
I'm honored by your consideration, but Seakeep is my responsibility. I won't rest until it is secure.
As you wish.
Hurry up, Lathan. They could find us at any moment.
Something's wrong.
Wrong? Why doesn't that surprise me? Now, don't get mad, but there's a perfectly good explanation why Lathan and I busted out of Artaeum and came to this charming little hideaway. The intentions of the Sijiks are good, but we're running out of time. From what we saw at the gate... Now, don't get mad, but the intentions of the Sijiks are good, but we're running out of time. From what we saw at the gatehouse, Nocturnal has already taken control of the Crystal Tower. Drastic action is called for, and Lathan's agreed to put us in contact with Mephala. Not you, too. I got enough doubt and dirty looks back in Artaeum. Look, Mephala was betrayed by Nocturnal. It stands to reason she might want to help us. And we could certainly use the power since I still can't make contact with Meridia. I knew I could count on you. As for Lathan, you should talk to him. We can make him pay for his crimes later. Right now, we need him to help us or we could lose everything.
If you want to return me to Artaeum, I won't resist you. But first I need to find out if the rest of Methala's followers are safe. Let me learn their fate, and then I'll submit my... I am, but I'm surprised that you'd go along with that. If we can get inside and reach Methala... Not exactly, but it's obvious to me that you believe that's what's happened. I need to see for myself. In any event, there's no harm in approaching Methala's shrine. I'm just a little concerned that it took me so long to open this door. It should have been a simple matter to identify myself and unlock the door. But the spells in place resisted me. It's as if I've lost my status as Methala's Earl, or as if someone or something interfered with the place's defenses. I spent years on that damnable island. Do you think the Sijik's magic could long hold someone who knows the intricacies of the place? With the Right Master's death, the Order is in chaos. Only Val even realized I was missing. I'm just guessing, mind you, but I imagine someone with the abilities of a Daedric prince, who possesses the heart of transparent law, could walk into the Crystal Tower as easily as you or I could cross the threshold of an inn. My prince deals in secrets and hidden lore. If anyone can activate the keys to the Crystal Tower, she can. That was our... How did this happen? My people should have been safe within these walls.
Nocturnal's been eliminating the sects of the other princes. Are you surprised she'd turn on her former allies?
I recruited most of these men and women. I was responsible for them.
Scout ahead and find the shrine. I'll stay with Lathan until he's ready to move on.
It pains me that it had to end this way, but my mistress will not be denied.
Butcher! How dare you pretend to care about the men and women you slaughtered?
Every action I performed was in the service of Nocturnal's grand plan.
Lathan, she has my Dawnbreaker. Ask her if she'll kindly return it.
I never trusted Nocturnal's Earl. A dark elf in the court of Bedlam? It was unprecedented. Her daggers are as sharp as her temper, so we must tread carefully here. Nocturnal's champion is reckless and quick to anger. We can take advantage of that. Perhaps get her to slip up and reveal what's going on here. There's a scent of magic that makes my blood run cold. Nocturnal's magic is at work here. See how the Yagra have mutated into creatures of shadow? We need to follow Nocturnal's Earl. Harry her. Make her so mad she tells us everything. Hopefully, one of us will live long enough to use the information. Champion of Nocturnal, what magic is this? I've never seen anything like it.
This was always the plan. Nocturnal's plan.
So Nocturnal did betray my mistress.
Your mistress is weak. Come with me, and I'll show you what true power looks like.
Lathan, no! We can't let you get away!
destroys everything. What good is power if there's nothing left to rule?
This is what the court wanted all along. An end to the old ways. A new beginning.
I won't be party to the death of innocents! I won't!
Let him go!
Be silent, knight, or I'll let you taste the blade you once carried. I wish to speak to your friend now. Look how the pearls shimmer with dark energy. Isn't it beautiful? My mistress offers a small mercy. Allow her to finish her work, and she'll make the deaths of the Sijiks fast and painless. But if you interfere, you will all suffer before you die. The sea-slowed trinkets. It was an easy matter for my mistress to alter the magic. To use their ability to siphon life energy and funnel it into the Crystal Tower. In the end, your own world will provide the power that spells its doom. Nirn's destruction isn't the goal. It's just a means to an end. The Crystal Tower grows more powerful with every iota of energy produced by Nirn's death. And with that power, Nocturnal will remake all reality into a perfect darkness. Mephala and Clavicus Vile are fledglings compared to my mistress. Nocturnal existed before this reality was even imagined, and she will ride its destruction into the next. This isn't an end, it's a new beginning. Good luck with that. Now stay out of the way, or death will be the least of your concerns.
Nocturnal must pay for betraying my mistress. But the magic of the Abyssal Pearls appears to do more than just siphon our life energy. It obscures my connection to Mephala. This shrine may be blocked, but I may know another way. While a consecrated shrine offers the best conduit to a Daedric prince, there are other means. In the back chambers, I have a way to communicate privately. She's gone. I no longer sense her presence here. The Abyssal Pearls, however. The court helped seed them throughout Somerset. I can tell the Sijiks where to find them before Nocturnal activates them all. First, though, we must contact Mephala. Darian, go the other way and meet us in the back chambers. We want to make sure Nocturnal's Earl didn't leave us any surprises.
I'll go. But if this is just a ploy so you can betray us, you'll have to deal with me.
Destroy that creature, and then I can contact my prince.
There you are! This place is meridian white! What is that thing?
Meet me outside, and we'll make contact with my prince. Mathala, appear before your faithful servant.
I answer my Earl's summons only to find him with these unworthies. Do you betray me too, Lathan?
Never, my prince. We share a common enemy now. Please, talk to them and hear what they have to say.
So, the mortal who opposed me wants to speak. If what you say doesn't interest me, I will order Lathan to kill you. And what did the cowardly Prince of Bargains offer you? Was it something so intriguing that you would risk my wrath as well? Speak, before my patience wears thin. You would challenge Nocturnal in the Crystal Tower? Since gaining the Heart of Transparent Law, the tower serves as an extension of her own realm. It amuses me that you want to thwart her plans. She'll destroy you, of course, but I am still amused. How desperate you must be to offer the very relics I once sought. I will think upon your request. Before you enter Vile's realm, have my Earl contact me again. At that time, I will either help you, or I won't, as is my prerogative.
That's it? A maybe?
I'll return to Artaeum with Darien and tell them what we learned. Meet us there.
We failed. The Conclave, despite its best efforts, wasn't able to attune the Resolute Diamonds. We can't use the Diamond Keys to enter the Crystal Tower. But what about you? Were you able to track down Darien and the traitor Lathan? Using the Crystal Tower and Sotha Seal's technique for utilizing life energy? Then we really are doomed. Without a way into the Crystal Tower, we can't even attempt to challenge Nocturnal, let alone try to stop her. Is that what the Psijic Order is reduced to? Forced to accept help from the same Daedric princes that got us into this trouble in the first place? Still, getting to the tower won't matter if we can't use the Diamond Keys to get inside. I opposed this line of reasoning when Lathan first suggested it, as bargains with the princes don't often end well. But what choice do we have? Still, thanks for finding a way forward. While it's a long shot, at least it represents a chance. I'll start making preparations for the Dreaming Cave. In the meantime, Sotha Seal asked me to send you to his study the moment you arrived. I'm not sure what he wants, but you should tell him about your interactions with the betrayed princess. Something to do with the Crystal Tower, no doubt. Sotha Seal has never been forthcoming, though for some reason it appears that he's taken a liking to you. But tell me, what of Darien and Lathan? Both decided to return? I'm surprised. Meridia's Knight has a stake in this, but why would Lathan volunteer to return? It makes no sense. Well, go and talk to Sotha Seal. Perhaps he can shed light on what we can expect in the Crystal Tower. Sotha Seal waits for you in his study. Tell him about the alliance with the Daedric princes, and ask him if he knows what we can expect to face inside the Crystal Tower. I'll wait for Darien and Lathan to return. We'll want to send a small force, but leave the majority of the Conclave behind, in case the efforts in the Crystal Tower fail. Leave the details of that to me. I'm not sure how we're going to stop Nocturnal, though. Maybe Sotha Seal has some ideas.
The Tribunal has been warned. They will make preparations in case the efforts here fail. I doubt that even they can weather the resulting storm if the worst comes to pass. As I calculated, your actions will determine the outcome of these events. In part, determining the possible consequences of disparate actions becomes easier when studying the primary catalyst. You have a tendency to fill that role in almost all situations. What happened after the Sapiarchs failed to attune the diamonds? A bold move. Still, I see the logic. Who better to send against their betrayer than the mortal who bested their plans at every turn? If Mafala agrees, you'll be able to assault the tower. I just wish I knew what Nocturnal hopes to accomplish. I'm not sure that's within the capability of the Crystal Tower, but if she uses my technique for siphoning life energy to supercharge the tower... An interesting application of the magic of the Abyssal Pearls. It could work, I suppose. If Nocturnal uses the life force of Nirn to increase the power of the Crystal Tower, she can then use the same technique to steal the energy of the Daedric princes as she invades their realms. Infinite connections, infinite power. Ingenious. Gather your companions and meet me in the Dreaming Cave. We must contact Vile and Mafala so you can enter the Crystal Tower, recover the Heart of Transparent Law, and repair the Tower Crystal. That will require a burst of divine energy, though. Transparent Law, the crystal at the top of the tower, is as much metaphysical as it is tangible. Only divine energy can reconnect the heart and make the crystal whole. Of course, Nocturnal is aware of this as well. If Nocturnal performs the restoration and once again merges the heart with Transparent Law, her connection to the tower will become unbreakable. She truly will ascend to an infinite state of being. You must enter the Crystal Tower and recover the heart. Then find a relic filled with divine energy and repair Transparent Law. Only then will the tower's innate defenses re-engage and repel Nocturnal's influence. In theory, anyway.
This is Arteum. Raz is impressed, and truly frightened by the very strange sky.
Ah, here comes your friend now. Just remember, you were never here. The Conclave isn't fond of visitors.
For a place that doesn't like visitors, Raz thinks it's pretty busy, yes? Raz never had the urge to travel to Oblivion, or visit a magically displaced island. But now Raz feels like the cat who caught the farmer's prized turkey. It is good to see you safe, my friend. Now, tell Raz you have a way to save Somerset. Raz knew that strange talking dog would lead you into trouble. Do you really think we can trust those Daedric princes? No, too late for that. Tell Raz the rest of your plan, yes? Foolish, but brave. Also very foolish. Raz has walked into certain death many times and emerged with his fur intact. Mostly. But Raz knows why you do this thing. Raz will not try to talk you out of this. He will instead give you happy news. Raz warned Queen Irene. She has promised to contact the leaders of the other alliances and assemble a mighty force to deal with this threat. Which brings us to the not-so-happy news. The mighty force won't reach Somerset for quite some time. Oh, Raz could tell you about prevailing winds, unusual storms, and other factors beyond our control, but it amounts to the same thing. We're on our own, my friend. Not this time. Raz must go back and lead the divine prosecution in defense of Somerset. If the Crystal Tower keeps exploding, we will evacuate the island and save as many people as we can. May the luck of Joan and Jode be with you, my friend.
You are a terrific father to our daughter, Lathan. I'll never forget that.
You were always Elderway's hero, Val. I envied the way she looked up to you.
I'm sorry, Lathan. I should have been there with you, with her, at the end.
You were trying to save her. I know that. It was just... Damn it, we need to win this, Val.
Things will never be the same between me and Lathan again. But I think we understand each other a little better now. Funny how the approaching end of the world has a way of putting everything into perspective. I've been a member of the Psijic Order for more years than I can remember. But this is the first time since my daughter's illness that I've been truly frightened about what's to come. The world ends all the time. It's just that I'm more accustomed to that being a personal event, and not a shared experience. The world ended when the Right Master died, for example, but only from his perspective. If Nocturnal remakes reality... You have a way of instilling confidence, my friend. You're similar to the Right Master in that regard. If we can't have him at our side for this, I'm glad to at least have you. I just hope we can see our way through this. I'll meet you at the cave.
This shrine, Val and I built it for our daughter after she died. High elves don't bury their dead, but we needed something to remember her by. She loved climbing this tree before the illness took her. I forgot how beautiful it was. With the Psijic Order and my mistress Methala aligned toward a common goal, I'm feeling practically giddy with anticipation. But never fear. I'll re-establish contact with my prince when called upon to do so. I gave you... The court offered me a purpose after my life lost its meaning. Our princes promised to remake the world, turn it into a better place. a paradise, and they were going to elevate the Altmer back to their status as gods. Suffering would come to an end. Not in the least. Remaking the world to eliminate death and disease is one thing. Destroying everything to turn yourself into a being of infinite power, well, that's something else entirely. Mathala will see that and provide the help you need.